Welcome, everybody. This is a deeper dive on 26 Minutes with podcast. And today our guest is James MacNeil. James is a 30-year veteran, international, best-known seller, author. Oh my gosh. Okay. Sorry, James. My name's Cathy Nesbitt. I'm your host today, and we're going into a deeper dive into what is leadership and how can we create more leaders? How do we encourage more people to step into their power? Because that's where life begins. I can say for myself that when I stepped into my power, when I stepped into my leadership role, my life became magical. Just opportunities abound. I just am living this flowy, beautiful life because I'm taking responsibility for my life and taking action. James, can you share with us what you think? What is your definition of leadership, and how can we create more?
Sure. So the definition of leadership is a tricky one, only because it's tricky to get consensus. And so for me, leadership occurs when an individual or a group of individuals choose, consciously or unconsciously, to follow the example or the directions given by another. So basically, if no one's following, you're not leading. So that's first. And then the question becomes, where are you leading, right? What are you doing? And then to pull back even farther, no one can follow an example or directions if you're not actually doing anything. So step one is leaders are those who take action on vision. That's the most simple definition I can give, is leaders take action on vision. And so if a person is not taking action, if a person does not have their own vision or embraces the vision of another, then they don't even have a chance of being a leader. You can't follow someone who's standing still. So without taking a stand, making a decision, moving in a direction, the makings of a leader don't even occur. And then the question is, can a person be highly effective in leadership? Because leadership is not fair. As a leader, you're expected to deliver no matter what. So all of your employees, all of your clients, your bank, your subcontractors, everyone in the world is allowed to fail. But in the end, they're only going to remember the leader's name. So if everything goes wrong in my business and everyone fails me and everyone behaves badly towards me and then I can't deliver a product for a customer, the whole world will just know that James took their money and didn't deliver. There's nothing fair about it. But that's leadership. And so when a leader, quote unquote, has a season of success where they're enjoying some freedom, they're enjoying some resources, people say, oh, they're so lucky. I'm like, okay, you do it. And then tell me how lucky you feel they were. Leadership means taking the responsibility, and that nobody else is willing to take. So leadership is not easy. It's worth it. It's the only way to live, because if we're not leading our own lives, what are we? We're a pawn inside of someone else's life. So leadership to me is absolutely essential. It doesn't feel safe. But then if you think of not leading, how safe is it to be a pawn in someone else's dream life? So nothing is safe. It's most safe. It comes with tons of things to learn, but it's worth it. And then you can be proud that you took your shot, at whatever it is, whether it's business or philanthropic or even in your relationships. Just be a leader, to have a vision and take action on it, care, and be responsible. So leadership to me is absolutely essential. It's the only way to, quote unquote, be safe, even though it technically isn't safe. Nothing is. And it's essential to move the world forward. So those are some initial thoughts on leadership.
Oh, so great. And how do we encourage people who we can see that they have, well, everybody has potential for sure. Everybody has a role to play. How is it fear that's keeping people paralyzed and unable to step into what it is that they're looking to do or achieve?
Yeah.
Or even looking, I feel like people say, I don't know what I'm here to do. I don't know what my mission is. What are some first steps that people can do to find out what they are here to do?
Well, I would say, first of all, rather than looking at what you don't know, ask yourself what you do know. Rather than asking yourself what you cannot do, ask yourself what you can do. Instead of talking about what you don't have, what do you have? And Instead of talking about who's not with you, focus on who is with you. And if you will do what you can with what you have, with what you know, with who's with you, you are now a leader. And if all you do is focus on the opposite, you are in a victim ego state. And that's not someone that can be followed, right? You're just a victim. And so the secret is focus on what you do know. Don't tell me what you don't know. That's too easy. 99.999% of all knowable things in the universe, you don't know, neither do I. But to focus on that doesn't make any sense. What are you doing about what you do know? What are you doing about what you do have, what you can do? These are the only things that leaders uh, uh, will successfully look at is what is, not what isn't. So it starts with what can I do? And then making a decision to decide means to cut off the past and move towards a new future. And so focus on what you do know, what you can do, what you do have, who's with you, and then ask yourself what could matter that I could do, what matters, what's worth it, what's worth my life, what's worth my time, and then begin moving inch by inch. You can crawl forward, fall forward, trip forward, run forward, walk forward, or fly forward, but go forward. And then when you do, you begin to build the skills and the momentum and then the clarity. People say, well, I don't know what the following step will be. And I say, you'll never know until you take the step you can see, because the path reveals itself on the path. So focus on what you do know, what you can do, get off your butt, start there. No matter how small, just start.
That's brilliant. Oh my gosh. Take notes, everybody. Oh, that's brilliant, James. So great. I love focus on what you know, not what you don't know. Of course, we don't know so much. And it would be easy to say, oh, I don't know. I don't know what to do. Oh, I love that. Because you know what, often I say to people when they're like, I don't know what I want to do I want to have a business, but I don't know what business to be in. I would say, find out, what do you like to do? What are you good at? How is that going to help the world? Yeah, beautiful. Yay. I wanted to ask you about daily practices of a leader, or of anybody that wants to live a more fulfilling life, I would say. Would you say, or what do you do for your day to make it okay, let's put it this way. Do you have a routine that you enjoy every day?
Yeah. And it shifts to some degree and it evolves. And I encourage everyone to find your own routine. You might start with what works for James, but that might only work for James. So I would say have a routine that works for you. And so for me, I was always a night hawk. I would happily wake up at the crack of noon. I didn't know that the sun actually rose. I just knew that it went down and then it was up. I never knew it happened, in a gradual way. If I saw 5 a.m., it would be after a great night, not at the start of a good day. So for me, I was more of the night hawk, and I never thought I could, be a morning person. And then through life and disciplines and opportunities, I started, waking up earlier and earlier just to serve and to do things. And then I realized, wait, I love the time before everyone else wakes up. Everyone leaves me alone and I can concentrate. And I thought, okay, so I think I'm onto something. So I started going to bed earlier and earlier and waking up earlier and earlier. And if I get my way, if everything's in alignment, I go to sleep at 7 p.m. and I wake up at 3 a.m. And when I heard Robin Sharma come up with the 5 a.m. club, I called it the Insanity Club. I'm like, who would wake up that early? That's just crazy. Now I wake up earlier than that. And then I have a very fluid kind of a prayer and meditation process. So I start my day with thank you. And I say thank you maybe 100 times. And I'm grateful and I pray. And I think about what I'm grateful for the day before. And I might ask for forgiveness if I feel, that's appropriate. And I really want to get, I want to be the best man that I can be. I want to be the man that God made me to be. And then I'll say, then I'll seek to get into a meditative state, just relax and just allow myself to detach from the cares of this world. Now, meditation, one of the things that I didn't realize until I started doing it is formless awake time. And that's something that's very important because I can be a workaholic. I can wake up and work myself unconscious, all the way through, just work until I drop. And that for me is fine. I don't mind that at all. But what I found is without having awake, formless time, it impacts how sharp I can be, how creative I can be, how resilient I can be, how forgiving I can be. And so it took too much of the humanity out of me. And so I found that in meditation, I just become a more complete person, and it softens the edges. And so much more. So prayer and meditation are central. I also exercise. I walk a fair bit. If I don't walk 10 kilometers a day, I feel like I missed. I always want to walk at least 10K, which lately I've been missing. I only done it a couple times in the last couple of weeks. So I moved to a new place and I'm readjusting my schedule, but those are my preferences. What else? I seek to have a clear schedule with priorities for the day. And then, yeah, I think those are some of my foundational habits.
And do you take a downtime every day?
I don't think so. No, once I flip the switch, then I'm the machine until I'm done, So I found, for me anyways, I'm better at getting my zen and my quiet before I flip the switch. Because once I flip the switch, I can be a bit of a monster of focus, That said, though, my team is really trying to force gaps between appointments. So this is being recorded in the morning, and by 9 a.m. I might have 4 1-hour meetings, right? So it's like, geez, and they're back to back. So for me, I think it's important to have some breather, and I'm going to get better at that.
A work in progress.
Aren't we all? Yeah.
Oh my gosh, James. Do you have any final words that you'd like to share with our listeners on how they can live a much more inspired life?
Yeah. I'm going to say something that is called the Dream Life Pledge, and I'll take it from there. So in our 30-day miracle challenge that we have, and then a lot of our disciplines in pure spiritual intelligence world, and then in the Dream Life community, we do some kind of rituals and routines. And one of them is we say what's called the Dream Life Pledge. And so I'll say it to you and to your listeners. And here it is. You are a creative and compassionate spiritual being currently existing in this physical form. You are infinitely valuable. You are exquisitely unique, and you are perfect in your personhood. Your natural state is in euphoric, loving connection to source love, divine love, God, if you will, and in loving connection to others, all living things. And you love others as you love yourself, not instead of loving yourself. I want you to know that you're here not just to make it, but to make it better. Everything is perfect and everything is improving. You are living on purpose and you are on schedule. You, my friend, are here to make a positive impact on this world, not just survive. And I call you higher. I encourage you to see how much you can do with this life, not just to enjoy it, not just to survive it. Most people aren't living, they're just waiting to die. I encourage you to live life fully, to enjoy it fully, to serve greatly. And when we serve greatly, we deserve greatly. You will be rewarded as you serve greatly. So these are my thoughts. Be the leader that you really know you are. Be fearless. You're going to screw up. You're going to screw up. I'm going to screw up. We're all going to screw up. The question is, will it be worth it? And playing it safe is the most dangerous thing to do. Live, laugh, love, play, sing, screw up, ask her out, ask him out, ask them all out. I don't care. Start it, quit it, fail it, start it again, start something else. But go for it. We have a limited window, and your life matters too much to just tiptoe through life waiting to die. I say go for it.
Woo! James, mic drop. I got goosebumps, all right. God bumps. Oh my gosh, what a wonderful way to end. Oh, thank you, James. I'm so thrilled with that I had the opportunity to share this time with you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to our listeners. Please go ahead and subscribe, like, share, comment. Join us, join our 26 Minutes with community and learn more. Be inspired, step up, don't play it safe, step out, make mistakes, and thrive, live a wonderful life. James, please tell the listeners one more time how we can find you.
Well, thank you. So I'm very findable on social media. I am at the James MacNeil. That's Instagram. I have a few Facebook identities, I think, all James MacNeil. And then you can go to jamesmacneil.com. That's James, so like James Bond, James, James, and then MacNeil is MacNeil.com. And there's giveaways and all kinds of ways to get to know more. So thank you. I'm honored. Thank you, Cathy. I'm so honored to be your very first solo interview flight. You're a rock star, and I'm honored. Thank you.
Thank you, James. Have a wonderful rest of the day, and we'll connect again.
Blessings.